Well, it's really great to have this group of senior leaders, and it seems like it was just yesterday that we were recruiting them. That was my first recruiting class, and they've meant so much to our program. Most importantly, just the passion and energy they bring every day. And it's so much fun to go in the gym and coach our team because of the leadership and the passion and energy that Mike and Joe and Bryson show every single day. Obviously, they're also really good players. And they set the bar really high in terms of the competitiveness in every practice. So they really are pushing the younger guys or the guys expanding their rules to bring it every day. And the other thing is they play with such a high basketball IQ. I mean, I don't know if there's a better, in terms of front court tandem with Mike and Joe in terms of their ability to pass, read defenses, and just play smart and creative basketball. So it's a lot of fun. Now we've got some holes to fill in, as you mentioned. Brian Cohen, his absence, he was such a great defender, and a year ago we were talking about how much you were going to recognize all the great things Daryl Shazer did for our team in his absence, and all the great things that Brian did for our team are really going to be illuminated in his absence. And we have to replace him collectively, and that's really the big challenge for our group moving forward in the preseason.
Strong take, Muscala there for the lefty follow tap.
Bison after their landmark win over Kansas several years ago. Back into Muscala, who uses the window.
It was over. He was inside.
Well, it's been so much fun to see Mike's growth, and he was really good when we got him. So most of that credit obviously goes to him, but just to see him mature where he was, well, first of all, academically, as you mentioned, such a great student, so passionate about doing well, of really embodying the student-athlete model. I think he's got a chance to be an academic All-American. He's got a double major in business management and Spanish. He's what the student-athlete should be. He's a great member of our community, and the kids on campus love him, and I think that's part of the reason we draw so well is Mike and all of our guys are respected on campus as just good people and people who are going to go support the soccer team or the football team or the field hockey team just as much as those people are supporting us. And then in terms of on the court, Mike always had great ability, but he's become much more consistent through the course of his career. And every year we've given him an area to work on, and he's attacked it. So his first year he was pretty much a pick and pop, jump shooting front court guy. Really developed his low post game. And we really challenged him to be a post up threat. Last year we really challenged him to rebound more effectively. And at this point in the time, now we're just asking him to put the finishing touches on his game. He's continued to get stronger, but the thing I like about him, we might just be having a day of shooting drills and competitions and in between games, and it might not be a real intense practice. And he wants to win every shooting drill and slap the ball out of Bryson Johnson's hands, just things like that. So he keeps a good spirit of nature to the whole group.
And they've got to stay aggressive to a point. They ended the Lehigh loss, outscored 12-2 down the stretch. Ayers burying a three.
Amazing how much better a coach you are when guys make shots.
Well, Cam is one of the smartest players I've ever coached. And as a freshman, he didn't play like a freshman. And last year as a sophomore, he really started off great. I mean, he really was playing at a high level. And our team was really winning. And then we kind of got in a rhythm where at times maybe it's really good. We got to play through Mike. We're going to play through Mike. But at times Cam blended too well. And that's sometimes your best quality can be your undoing. So he's great at blending in, being whatever we need from him. And I just told him, blend a little less this year and really stretch his limits. And he's capable of doing that. He's played with a real high level in practice. He's starting to talk more, trying to take on more of a leadership role. And I think he can be one of the best players in our league, and we need for him to be one of the best players in the league.
Patriot League action. It was back in the late 1980s. Nice ball movement. And the flush for Brian Fitzpatrick.
Well, we've got a decent amount of depth in addition to Brian Fitzpatrick, who saw a lot of action last year, did a good job, and Corey Starkey, who's a sophomore now, who played limited role last year. But we've got a young man named Dom Hoffman, who we think is going to really have a chance to be an impact player for us. how much these guys play. Obviously, Mike and Joe are pretty good, but hopefully those guys will be able to help us add to the mix and certainly gain some great experience for somewhere down the road. We're going to have to replace those guys.
Seconds left over to Johnson, fakes the three, pulls up for a fading three, off the rim, rebound Muscala, puts it off the glass, it's good! Mike has 10, but that'll end the first half.
Well, I think hopefully it gives credence to the fact that we can beat anyone if we play the way we're supposed to play. And we've got everyone on the same page. We execute a game plan, and we make the toughness plays. You know, you can score baskets or stop other teams, but in years past, or even earlier in that year, we played Minnesota. We were ahead with 5 minutes to go. We played George Mason. We were ahead with 3 minutes to go. We've played teams from the higher, quote-unquote, higher level, really, really tough. Haven't been able to find a way to finish the game, and we finished the game. And you know, just a sense that, hey, we belong on the court with anyone at any time. Sometimes our margin for error is not as big as it might be in other games, but we can do it if we're really, really focused.
On Muscala, there's the switch.
Right back to Johnson from the corner. His second clutch tray, and Bryson Johnson has drawn Bucknell within one.
I think I think one of the things that's going to be a real challenge, obviously, Lehigh is such a strong team, and our team, as well as all the other teams, are going to be gunning for Lehigh and really focused on that. But by the same token, there's 6 other really good teams and good programs and good coaches. So that's one thing that we've learned every single night is a battle, and you got to be ready, and it starts by having that mindset every night in practice.